My message today, of course, we're in this new year, and it's called Made New. And when we get into the opportunity to know about being made new, it kind of sometimes can be exciting, but it also can be upsetting. There's things that happen and things that take place that sometimes we don't completely understand. But also when we find things that to make us new, something has to change. And that's the scariest part. The scariest part of being made new is to change. When we get into that and we talk about Happy New Year, how many people are thankful for the new year? How many people just are so thankful for the new year, right? You just got high hopes, right? You're just upbeat and positive about that. And, I want to ask the question, though, what makes the new year exciting? What makes it exciting? Anybody know? Is there anything that gets you excited about the new year that you think, I can't wait, 2026 is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Most of us, how many people made a New Year's resolution? Anybody? I love that, right? Because most of the time somebody makes a New Year's resolution and it lasts, about a week? Maybe a day, right? So maybe a day. But, lots of times the New Year's resolutions are kind of that time when we say we're going to do something. And then, the first day, second day, the third day, we get into that. And then all of a sudden it kind of falls apart. And then, and the funny thing is those things, right? Those things don't happen. There has to be a plan behind it. There has to be some kind of an idea. Anything you're going to do to make change has a plan, right? If I say I'm going to do something, I got a plan. If I say I'm going to lose weight, right? What's your plan, right? And a lot of people go, well, I don't really know, but I'm going to lose weight, right? Okay, you're probably not going to lose weight. If you don't have a plan to say I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to go on a diet, or I'm going to start exercising, or I'm just going to quit bending my elbow to my mouth as many times a day, right? If I say, I got to have a plan, I got to put something into process. I got to make a change in my life. And if I don't make a change, nothing will happen. It's funny because we talk about the new year and we get excited about the new year. We see the ball drop, right? How many people really get excited about the ball dropping? I don't really there's not much to that, I know the kids watched it the morning after, Lauren. They didn't make it to midnight, so she taped it, and they have to watch it the morning after, and then was disappointed because of what it was. It just took so long to drop, right? It takes so long to get down, and sometimes we go, okay, Happy New Year, right? And I look in the mirror, and I look the same as I did last year, and so what's new about it? And it's the kids, right? We go from 2025 to 2026. Okay, we change one, and then we mess up every check, right? Everything we read, for at least a month, right? And I'll be honest with you, if you want to see, I got chicken scratch here on the top. I always date my messages. I messed up. I already messed up. And we look at it and go, sometimes if we don't change something, what makes it new? If something doesn't change, it's just the same thing, just a different day, right? We get up and we go back to work, right? For those of you that works a full-time job, right? Back to work, back to work on Monday. How many's excited about that? Anybody? Is there anybody? I didn't see. Okay. Sometimes we look at that and go, it's that same thing. We get stuck into that same routine that we done in 2025, and we don't make any difference and no changes, and we just continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. But the biggest problem about all of it is we don't like change. We want to be different. We want to lose weight. Truthfully, I do, right? And I have a plan. But if I don't act upon that plan, nothing will happen. Something's got to change. I got to do something different, but we got to act upon the plan. We talk about transformation. The definition of transformation is a thorough and dramatic change in form or appearance. Transformation. You're going to hear that word a lot through the next year. Transformation, change. It's a thorough and dynamic change of appearance, something that completely transforms everything you do. How many can remember those? I think they're still out, right? The Transformers, them little toys where they look like a box, and then all of a sudden you kind of like open them up, and they're this big monster thing that can shoot out of its arms and do all that stuff, you know? And they transform. They don't